Hi, I'm Kalpana Nair, and I'm going to talk to you today about your emotional blind spots. Blind spots, as described by the dictionary, are areas in the range of your vision that you cannot see properly. Now, we all have these blind spots which are based on emotions and our thoughts, and these are areas that we are not able to see properly, that we remain stuck in, we remain in a loop, and these are areas that really cause most of our concern, most of our turbulence, and most of our turmoil in our lives. So, today I'm going to talk to you about how to identify these emotional blind spots and how to process them so that you can evolve and progress beyond these parts where you are frozen and where you find yourself stuck and find yourself in a loop. So, in order to identify your emotional blind spots, you need to understand what the areas are where you find yourself frozen and where you find yourself most troubled by these recurring thoughts. So, write these topics down. Write down where it is that you find yourself struggling and find yourself coming back to the same topic again and again and not able to find a complete resolution in this area. So once you've written down these topics or these areas where you think your emotional blind spots are, you need to also evaluate in each and every area that you've written down what are the emotions that are evoked by these areas. Do you feel that you are more productive? Do you feel that you're less productive? Do you feel that these are the areas where they bring you down, that you struggle? So write down every emotion that you feel in these areas. You will also realize that there is a pattern. You will realize that there are principles and limiting beliefs that drive the loops of thought that you feel and that drive these blind spots. By principles, I mean those are the values that you hold dear to you, and those are really the reasons why you are so unable to change. It is here that you need to look at these principles in a manner that serve and protect you, that really will benefit you and not the other person or not the world at large. These are areas that need to be tweaked. This is the blind spot that really needs to be changed and needs to be looked at very deliberately, very consciously, and you have to make an active decision to be able to see this area properly. And it is here that you need to alter that worldview that you have to serve you and to support you. The one area, the one thought that leads you away from being hurt and away from being in a constant loop of why are you stuck here? Why is this happening to you? What is the reason that you're attracting this to yourself? This is where you need to put a stop to. So, once you've identified what your blind spots are, you need to be able to process these effectively so that you're able to get unstuck, move forward, and move to the best version of you. You have to explore what the connection is between the feelings and the thoughts that you have when you're stuck, and you have to explore what is the validity of the interpretation that you have made. Your principles and your limiting beliefs, how are they serving you? Is this a place where you are choosing to constantly go back to the same spot and think the same thoughts, or you are going to question the validity and you're going to question your own interpretation? So you have to infuse a bit of distance between what your interpretations of your blind spot are, what you've written down in the earlier steps, and you have to look at it as though you were counseling a friend. So look at it in a way where you're not so close to it, you're giving it a little bit of a distance. So make sure that you are not doing it when you're already upset. Do it when you can observe yourself. That will help you infuse distance. You also have to do away with all your ego when you're doing this exercise. You need to just be clear that you are doing this in a very objective manner and in a very dispassionate manner where you are not going to be stuck that this is the way of life that you have chosen. Then you are going to not really be able to extricate yourself. You will continue to be stuck. You have to ensure that you remove pride, you remove your logic, you remove your ego from it, because when you try to overthink it, when you try to micromanage your emotions, when you try to micromanage how you are going to process it, you will not really be able to process it thoroughly. You have to make very actively and very deliberately the choice to give up your old thoughts, your old conditioning, your old principles, and your old limiting beliefs. There's no other reason or justification other than the fact that you have not felt good for so long, and that you now need to work on an alternate way by which you're able to just release it, to let go of this way of thinking, and you're able to move forward, and you're able to move to a place where you're happy, where it makes you feel like you're not looking into a life which is in the distant future when you will be happy. You're looking at it right now. You're looking at your happiness right now. So this is in effect a victor protocol, like I like to call it, where you consider yourself already victorious. You consider yourself to be in the state of happiness already. You look at it because you're saying that I have altered and tweaked my blind spot. I have looked at changing the way I have been approaching my life and my thoughts, and certain blind spot emotions that I have held on to. I'm looking at an alternate perspective, another way of interpreting and exploring this. And this is the reason why I will not look at it as a future state of happiness, rather a state of happiness right now. It is a joyous moment that I'm. So, in conclusion, we need to take full responsibility of our emotional blind spots. We need to see that range of vision clearly. We need to understand that these have been perpetuated by us, and only by our conscious decision making will these change. We have to make those deliberate, active changes. We have to use affirmations. We have to believe that the universal intelligence and our inner wisdom and our inner intelligence has our best in mind. We have to completely give in to faith and to trust, and not to ego and pride. We have to accept that negative emotions will come up. There's no need to be ashamed of those. There's no need to try and stop those. We need to just make sure that we live in the moment that we are in complete and full happiness. We will change, we will make a stop to these emotional blind spots and to the places that we are stuck if we follow all these steps. And there will be a place where we will no longer find ourselves in this loop of being completely frozen. So I wish you all the best. Happy trails, my friends.